on to Tech Talk. We've got a new follower, Amadeus York. Thanks for following. Welcome to Tech Talk. This show will bring you entertaining commentary about the latest and greatest in technology with views, reviews, previews, interviews, and news and technology, including the latest tech updates on significant issues, generally from the prior week, discussions on how people and, well, technology on a whole are changing, high-tech trends, innovative products and services, gadgets, wearables, apps, interesting personalities in technology, and lots of other fun stuff. This week with us, we've got two of our guests who've been on before for our they were here for the premiere show, aka our very first show. I'd like to welcome Chris back to the show.
Hello.
And I would like to welcome Viquelli back to the show.
Hello. Oh, hello.
Okay, so I think we should probably jump into this because, as we all know, this one's going to be somewhat long. So, CNN apparently has gotten its feet into some muddy waters. Someone on, well, Reddit apparently had posted up a GIF file, however you want to say it.
We're saying GIF. We already established this.
And with that, they changed the face of the Vince McMahon, who is the chairman of WWE, and put CNN's face over his face, well, logo over his face, and had, well, now President Trump, back then just Donald Trump, pretty much beating the crap out of him. And that has gotten some very weird responses. Everything from having a full-fledged video made from it, to the president of the United States now retweeting it, calling it fake news, to CNN doxing this 15-year-old kid, to him then deleting everything from Facebook and issuing CNN an apology, and CNN then saying, in essence, he apologizes for his ugly behavior and will not do it again, and CNN holds the right to release his information at any point. Now, that seems to be going quite a bit far, to personally, especially against a 15-year-old.
It's screw CNN. Screw CNN. Screw CNN. Screw CNN. Like, even Julian Assange got on it, and even Julian Assange was like, "You guys are breaking this law from New York." So even he was telling them, "Y'all need to back off." Like, and they're just bullying this kid. We're literally watching online bullying. CNN is bullying this kid who made an innocent little GIF, and he wanted to make some lulz. He just wanted to make people laugh online, so he made this GIF. And then the Donald saw the GIF, was like, "Oh man, this is great." So he took it from Reddit, and then he posted it onto his Twitter, and now it just mushroomed from there. Screw CNN. It's ridiculous. You should never dox anyone ever, and you have no right to be doxing people. CNN. My God. It's horrible.
It is.
Yeah, it is. The poor kid. But like what Chris said, it is like literally cyberbullying. Like CNN is bullying that poor 15-year-old. As far as he was concerned, that GIF
We're saying GIF. There's no, you don't have to question this. We're saying GIF.
As far as he was thinking that GIF was just like a funny joke for him, and CNN took it a bit extreme, and now they're basically bullying him.
Yeah, because they like went back and they like found some tweets that he had made, which are like kind of like I guess they were kind of racist and xenophobic and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then they took those and like, oh, see, this is the kind of person he is. And it's like, CNN, y'all can't take a joke. CNN,
No,
like,
not at
seriously.
all.
Like, how, like, why y'all so butthurt with this? Like, it's literally just like, yeah, who cares? And I think it's kind of having like a Barbra Streisand effect, because if CNN never went and doxed that kid, I probably would have never even heard about this gif that the Donna posted about him beating up CNN.
Oh, wait.
Like,
Did you just call him the Donald?
yeah, I've been calling him the Donald since. since I was talking. So, like, I don't think I would have ever seen it, simply because, like, I don't follow this guy. Like, I don't. He's like, his campaign was hilarious, and now it's like, okay, it's done, it's over. You're not funny anymore. So I would have never seen it. So I think it's kind of having got Barbra Streisand effect. Streisand effect.
By the way, thank you, Pandora and Nye, for following. But yeah, it's. I don't understand what CNN was really thinking with this. It was, hey, let's do something and like take
Who
it.
says hey first? Who's that? Sorry.
That's Kino Lockhart, apparently.
Oh, hey Kino. I know Kino.
I can't see these things. Really?
Because you.
Oh, okay, so that's probably why it's not showing up. Viewers. Okay, there we go. But yeah, like, it doesn't quite make sense, because it's like you said, Donald Trump, sure, yeah, he retweeted it from someone who made a video of it. CNN then goes all out on this.
Poor kid.
This poor 15-year-old kid that, granted, has like his mind not in quite the good place. It seems like he's really been on 4chan a little bit too much. But holy crap, you should never take it that far. And then leaving it with that statement of, we can release his information at any time. It's like,
And
Yeah, that's like a threat. It's like, okay, you know, if we do this again, we can release your information at any time. And like Chris said, like, I feel as though since they blew it out of the water, they put more emphasis on it simply than just like act like they didn't see it and let it blow over.
yeah, they definitely could have dealt with it better. It'd be interesting to see how this really fully turns out, if in case the story does continue. People have been calling it the beginning of the meme war of 2017, and because people have been making more and more memes about CNN like doing crap, and it's anyway, yeah. Next topic, Switch docks. A lot of them have been coming out with the ability to plug into the Switch and actually use it for your TV and charging and a bunch of other stuff. And they've been noticing that the more and more these docks are coming from, I swear, China. And these are actually becoming like, how should I put it? Readjusted or repurposed USB devices, USB-C devices that either come from like something like Samsung, which connects to the S8 and their dock, or some other docking system with a USB connection. So it's almost a matter of, do you really trust this? Because then, I know me personally, like back when USB-C was coming out, it was a matter of, do you want to get this particular cable because it might not give the proper voltage, or it might provide too much, and then that causes issues and like things blow, and it was not necessarily kosher. But, what do you guys think? Like, would you guys get one of these if you had a Switch?
Yeah, why not?
Oh, I'd go with Michael. I know I wouldn't, because I'd question like he said, like the voltage and things blowing, something
You're
in a higher
just that
voltage
sounds like
exposed
such an
head.
Apple thing to say.
What? No, I had an experience like that before, and I probably won't go through that again. So no.
But see, the thing is like it's I don't know. I would use it. I don't have any problems using it. It would be like it's whatever. I've replaced um like power cords for laptops and stuff like that that were off brand, and those are fine. And those are power cords. They weren't even like a USB charger. Those are like power cords. I've used like USB chargers from like a bunch of weird places, and the only problem that I've had is that they tend to die quickly. That's it. They don't tend to they don't last very long. But in terms of like shortage, I've never had a shorting issue aside from BC playing a fool. So,
BPL. Gotta get that right now.
right. Well, when they start acting they've changed, maybe because right now they still BC, same old BC.
Different
They,
brand. That's it.
yeah, they paint themselves red, and I'm like, oh no, look at us, we're red. Nah, it's the same old garbage as over. So I mean, to me, I don't know. I'd use them.
I think I'd be. Well, I already said my piece on it, so I guess we differ in that one. Next up, the Nokia 8. There have been some little glimpses of it here and there on the internet, and people taking pictures of it or whatnot. But they're really the talk of the town is that it will give both Apple and Samsung a run for their money. Now, I'm not sure how much that's going to be true. I mean, Nokia has that well-known brand behind it. Granted, it's been kind of tied to Windows for some time now, but I don't know. Like, what do you guys think? Have you, like, you guys have seen the pictures and whatnot? Like,
Uh, um, I still don't like these curved edge screens. I'm sorry, I really don't like these curved edge screens. I really,
Don't
really
get
don't like.
adjusted to it, 'cause that's
Yeah.
what's happening.
No, I'll just get phones that don't have curved edges. So
But eventually, aren't all the phones gonna have curved edges? So what are you gonna do then?
no, because no, not every phone is gonna have curved edges. There's still gonna be phones that are gonna cater specifically to people like me, and they're gonna we're not gonna go the curved edge route because we know that there's a subset of people who don't want curved edge. Like I'm fine with getting a niche phone, so I have no problem with that.
what if they're not flagships anymore? Like, they don't have that kind of high-end processor and stuff that you kind of look for.
I know there's someone's gonna make a
Exactly.
flagship. Someone's gonna make a flagship that's not
He's
curved
gonna
edge.
eventually crack and get the curved edge
No
one.
way. No way. No way. They're like, nah. Nah. I refuse. I can't do a curved edge one. I really can't. Like I said, my Pixel isn't curved edge, and like this has a bezel, and I still hit the side with my hand when I'm using it, like in just day-to-day use. A curved edge, I'm gonna be hitting that all the time. I'm not doing that. Like that's to me that's ridiculous. Now, is it how if I feel like it can compete against Apple and Samsung? I don't know. I'll wait and see. Like it's looks alone, no. Looks no. It doesn't look better than the iPhone. It doesn't look better than the Samsung. Um, it looks nice. Like it doesn't look bad. Like I'm not saying it looks bad. It just like I like it when it's off. But once it turns on, like in looking at this, like in the pictures, once it turns on, I don't like how it looks while it's on.
Yeah,
When
same.
it's off, I like how it looks. I think it looks pretty cool. Um, it's just sad because you're gonna be using it on.
Yeah. I don't
So,
agree with Chris. With it on, the curved edges ain't doing that much for it. So I just
Yeah.
put that up there.
Yeah.
It looks, I don't know, like it should have it should have a bezel there to make it look complete. So it looks
Yeah.
funny. Yeah, it just looks odd with the screen on and the curved edges.
Mhm.
It's like it looks like your phone's wrapping around the edges, like it's never ending.
That would be cool. I would go for that. A never-ending screen.
Apparently, one of our viewers, Philip Stubbs, is agreeing with you guys, saying that I was one of those that didn't want the curved edge. It really does Rohan, it really is not bad, especially on the Samsung S8. It does not change or affect functionality. Okay, so
Yeah.
he's kind of agreeing but also disagreeing.
No, he's saying that he was like us, like me, because I'm the one who's saying I don't like the curved edge. But he got the S8, and he's saying it's not bad. What I even said just now is that my Pixel doesn't have a curved edge, and I still hit the sides. Like there'll be times when if my WhatsApp is up, I'll feel it vibrate because it thinks I'm trying to record a voice note, and so I have to push it across because my arm is not my arm, wow. But my palm is on the screen, and that's just for me generally holding even now when I grab my phone and let it go, the little locked icon is bouncing because it thinks I'm trying to touch the phone. That's just my hands. My hands are fat, so I don't know. That's just how I use the phone. So I know it's just me. Yeah, no, I'm not warming up to that. I'm gonna be stubborn. I refuse to warm up to that.
But Vicky, you heard Chris. He admits himself that he's got fat hands. So
no, my hands aren't fat. It's just how I use it.
Well, my hands are small, clearly. So for me, it wouldn't really be an issue like how it is for Chris. But for me personally, I don't like the look of the Nokia 8 with the screen on. It just, I don't know, it just doesn't do anything for me.
Yeah.
Compared to when it's off, it looks really nice.
I will admit the screen off reminds me of the old Lumia devices.
Yes. That's exactly what it reminds me of.
And it has a headphone jack.
It has a headphone jack.
But now.
For now.
Oh, we need to keep this headphone jack going as long as we can.
Yes.
Oh, man.
Holy crap, yes.
It's on the top, though. I don't know how I feel about that. I prefer it on the bottom.
On the bottom.
Yeah.
They had to put it to the top to give it room for dual speakers.
Screw the speakers. I rather a headphone jack. I'm not going to use your speakers. Oh my goodness. Put the headphone jack on the bottom. I'm going to use headphones. I won't ever use my phone speakers.
I still don't know how I feel about this, more than 4 gigs of RAM, though. This is coming with 6 gigs. And then, there was a phone recently, I think that was the OnePlus was 8. But, huh?
You complained about more RAM.
But
I was thinking the same thing.
Efficiently. That's my issue about it.
I would have no problem with it. You could put 64 gigs of RAM in there. I don't care.
Ooh, a 2K resolution screen? Interesting.
But that means that the battery's going to go quickly as well.
Yep.
So, it's they want to add all this stuff, which is going to eat away at
1080 is the spot.
Battery.
Right. I don't even know why they're even trying to bump it up so much.
It's a phone, people. It's a phone.
It's like a computer in your pocket.
6 inches. How many pixels?
For some people, their phone is like their computer in their pocket. Some people, they don't really have computers, they just do it on their phone.
But the reason why I'm okay with 4K is because, or even higher than 4K, I should say, because you can't see the difference after 4K. Our eyes can't tell the difference. But the reason why it's good to have, why we should have 8K and probably 16K is because when you're editing, or you want to have a small segment of that screen, that small segment can be in full 4K. But right now, if you're using a 4K screen, that segment can't be in full 4K. There's just not enough pixels in there. So I can understand it for a monitor. That makes sense.
Yeah.
For a phone? Nah. There's no reason why we need to go above 1080p, in my opinion.
Yep.
So next up, we actually have Facebook. And Facebook is going to start looking to do group video calls at that. So they're starting to go into the realm of, say, Skype and Hangouts and stuff that we've known for years to really handle stuff like this. And it seems a little odd that they're trying to go into it. Personally.
No, it doesn't.
No, yeah, I was expecting it to happen.
It's more of a finally you guys did this. We've been waiting for years. Thank you. Am I going to use it? No, because you
No.
took too long.
Yeah.
But I'm glad you finally did it.
I
That's
actually
why.
thought they were going to bring it to their messenger app instead of having like their own separate app for it. But that means if Facebook started, then that eventually it's going to end up making its way over to WhatsApp.
Well, yeah, I'm pretty sure it will because they own WhatsApp now. So
Yeah, so eventually it's going to make its way there.
yeah.
Eventually. I'm not. How's that really gonna happen with like large groups though? Like, is it gonna be like only 8 people can go inside of it, like how Skype used to be?
Maybe they probably have a limit on it. I know because Hangouts does the same thing. Like only there's a limit. So Hangouts does the same thing. Skype even.
How much people actually use this Hangout?
A lot.
Yeah.
I had like a meeting with someone and they sent me an invitation like, oh, we're doing a Hangouts meeting. I'm like, whoa, dude, I don't have Hangouts on my work computer. Let alone a webcam. Like I had to go like in the web development area, and I was like, yeah, so we got to use your computer because they use iMacs. So I'm like, we have a webcam built in, so we can use yours. It was like so random. Yeah.
It is. I usually I just expect people to just gravitate towards Skype.
But Skype does feel a little more personal than Hangouts. So.
But even Skype is starting to get a little bloated like nowadays because it hasn't really changed all that much in the Windows 10 version. It doesn't have all the features of the one before it.
Yeah, like I tried to because Windows 10 was like when I logged on to Skype, Windows 10 was like, oh hey, you want to try the new Skype? I'm like, oh sure. I looked at it, I'm like, no, go back. Don't do this, go back. Like the first thing is I can't find any of my contacts. And I'm like, this makes no sense. Like literally none of my contacts are here. So I literally closed that and I haven't touched it since. Like I still use the old version of Skype.
Yep, same here.
Well, for macOS, it basically looks the same as it did before. Nothing really changes. So.
Kino's saying that Hangout seems more stable for him.
That's like sad. Hangout is more stable. Hangout is a lot more stable. It's just that no one uses it. That's the problem.
Yeah, like most of Google's chat services now.
Yep.
Thank you for following Maya Jennings.
Clock.
What?
Nothing. Continue.
Instagram has come up with a new way to reply to stories. I'm not sure how things are really progressing with this now, but apparently, friends can now respond to your story with photos, videos, and boomerangs of their own, bypassing text entirely. So, video replies work the same way as normal story posts. Text, stickers, and other bells and whistles go over the image. And the reply will also have a sticker showing in their original story image, so you know which part of the story they're replying to. Thanks for following Tokoya10. Me personally, I don't really think these things are needed. It's kind of like
Needed. Yeah.
Snapchat and their new dancing hot dog filters.
It doesn't matter. Like it's like at this point, it's just like how many more nails can we add to Snapchat's coffin? That's just it. That's just it. That's all Instagram. That's like every time Instagram does something now, I'm just like, you're just adding another nail to Snapchat's coffin. Like, do people need it? Probably not. Are people gonna use it? Hell yeah. So it's like I can see people doing this. I can see people doing that, and I can all the updates I've seen Snapchat doing to try to get back involved, to get back in people's faces because they've been suffering a massive blow and they're losing users every day. Every time they do a new update, I'm like, I don't see why anyone would use this for any reason ever. I can see why people would use this. I can see people doing this. They see a story, and there have been lots of times when I looked at, because I look at people actually post WhatsApp stories. Weird. But I look at their WhatsApp stories, and a lot of times I don't want to reply to them. I'm like, oh hey, I don't want to reply to them. I think I've replied to a few of them before, so I can see people making stories to reply to someone else's story, and I can see them doing a whole big chain. I can see that happening easily. So while it's not something I would do, it's something that I easily see people doing.
Yeah, I personally wouldn't do it, but this new generation, they're interested in stuff like this, so they'll use it.
This new generation.
Yeah.
Okay.
You sound like you old.
I know, right? Instagram's also starting to crack down on fake influencers. So pretty much who pay for likes and pay for comments and stuff like that to make themselves seem popular, which is kind of sad when you really think about it.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is Instagram is cracking down on fake news.
In a sense, yeah. Apparently, Takoya would do the the replying to stuff feature for laughs.
Yeah, that's what most people are doing it for. Most people can do it for fun. I mean, isn't that the whole point of it? Fun? For laughs and to make people laugh or something like that. So, yeah, like I can see people using it. I mean, it's not something that I think is like weird. I wouldn't have guessed, oh, hey, let's do this. Like, I would never said that, but now they see them doing it. It just makes perfect sense. It's like, yeah, that's a good idea. Can't say much about Snapchat and all their recent additions. Like, all of those are garbage. Every single last.
Thanks for following Higher Round 123. I was about to say 123.
But I don't know, like this Instagram thing with fake influencers, good luck, because as fast as you get rid of them, they're gonna come back. I mean, they have giant click farms in China, like massive click farms in China. And what are you gonna do? How are you gonna get rid of? How are you gonna lock those down? The second you lock down these people, they're going to find another way to circumvent it and to get people just to sell people stuff. And they're gonna get more crafty with their fake accounts to do all this stuff with. Same thing with Reddit. Reddit has a bunch of fake accounts, and people sell upvotes. That's the thing. Like, that still happens. So, I mean, Reddit has been combating that for years. So I don't know how Instagram's going to fare with that. But hey, we'll see. They're doing the same thing Reddit does. They're shadow banning accounts and stuff. So you see how that worked out for Reddit.
That is true.
The thing is, like, if someone wants to fake a real account, they can. And then how do you determine that that's a fake account? That's the problem. If they're smart about it, like, it's very difficult to do.
Now, Pokemon, switching topics now. Pokemon Go. As most of us inside here probably know, Vicky, apparently you've got some love for your background.
Oh, thank you.
Sequoia is saying the Attack on Titan background, though, at Vicky.
Oh, thanks.
But yeah. So Pokemon Go's anniversary is coming up. Their event will run from July 6th, aka today, to July 24th, and players will be able to acquire a special Pikachu wearing Ash's hat, along with some other goodies like, let's see if I remember correctly, they were raid tickets. Oh, where is it? Raid passes, Ultra Balls, Incubators, and Max Revives. Well, you can purchase at discounted anniversary boxes for that as well. And we've got two new followers, Goober000 and Vernal007. Vernal, wow, I haven't heard from you in a while. Thanks for following, man. Well, thanks both of you for following. But yeah, so what do you guys think about this update?
Okay. Good job, guys. Like, okay, another Pikachu with a funny hat.
Yes, I think the exact same thing as another Pikachu with a funny hat. Like, y'all don't have no other Pokemons to use? Well, no other Pokemon to use?
Nope.
This is like, I think they had them for Christmas, one for, I think, the birthday in January, I think, if I remember correctly.
Like, let me put hats on any Pokemon. How about that? How about that, guys? I don't know. It's just not. It's just It's just more of the same. It's just more of the same.
Yeah,
Like they want to have
same
like this
with
big
the hat.
whole. Oh look, we have a whole big old anniversary event! Yay! What's the anniversary event? You get a Pikachu with a hat.
With a
Again?
You might want to collect them. You know, some people are interested in collecting each one with a hat.
I know, but like for me personally, like I'm not interested in that. Like I want gameplay. I don't want like
Okay, so Chris, now that we're back, you were talking about Pokemon Go.
yeah, I don't know what to dismiss. I don't know. But essentially what I'm saying is I don't these events are kind of lame. Not kind of, very lame. Like a Pikachu with a hat to me is not an event. It's just something that you just do to buy time. You don't make like a whole big like anniversary event thing. I would be much more I'd be much more interested if they did things like if they made more of the Pokemon region locked. Like people wouldn't like that, but if you use like those little off Pokemon that no one really uses to gym with or like to battle with, then you'd be fine. And then if they did like where they had like a certain set of Pokemon where they would be like, okay, well, this Pokemon will show up in this area for this amount of time, and then it'll go to like another country or another area for another amount of time, then another country, another area for another amount, and just hops around the globe. Like stuff like that would be cool. It would be interesting, and it would get like a global community involved. But again, since they don't have trading, they really can't do a lot of that. So
Yeah.
trash. Yeah, you're right. To trash. I feel that.
So next up, we actually have Samsung. Now, we have a few different things from Samsung. One, apparently this is going to be a new S8 version, Galaxy S8 version. And the specs they are saying are out, but it's, let's see what they're saying exactly. It's the follow-up to the ill-fated Galaxy Note 7, expected to be even sleeker and impressive version of the S8 and S8 Plus. It's believed to support a similar design to the S8 Duo, with a larger display and slightly more improved, of course. Note 8 isn't the only phone. And we have a S8 Mini, is actually what they're talking about. So a miniature Galaxy S8.
Okay, Samsung.
And they brought it back. They had it for the 3 and the 5. Well, sorry, the 4 and the... Actually, no, yeah, the 3, 4. I don't think they had it for the 5. No, I don't think they had it for the 6, and they brought it back with the 8. For me personally, I used to buy the Mini because I thought the phones were too big. I didn't like big phones, but now I've like already adjusted to the big phone, so it's kind of like I don't really have the purpose for the Mini. I don't know if it's the same way for everybody else, but...
Well, my issue is, it's a small screen, it's got the rounded edge. There really is going to be a problem, like, when you're holding that and, like, your hand is, like, touching all up on the sides there. That's my personal opinion with it. So, like, in situations like this, I can see where Chris is coming from. Like, with not liking the rounded edge screens.
Yeah, I've heard that too. I mean, it's just another of. I mean, I don't think this comes as a shock to anyone that Samsung is doing this, because this has always been Samsung's. This is why they have the largest market share, in terms of just like brand phones. This is why they're the biggest, just because they can push out these phones like babies. Like I don't like rabbits. I don't know. Like they just like other companies struggle to push out, like they'll have one flagship phone and they'll have like stocking issues, people like, especially Google. Oh my, Google's terrible at it. But you would see like when a phone comes out, if it's really popular, that there'll be for like 1 or 2 week period where this won't, like, it'll be difficult for you to find it in stock. And Samsung never has that problem. And then they're always like, you know what, guess what we're gonna do? We're gonna release not 1, 3 flagships. Bam. It's like, come on, Samsung. Like, we get it. You guys are the best at manufacturing stuff. We get it, Samsung. We know. We just have to, like, fly the Filipino around. Oh my god, whatever it is.
All the competition for Apple now, because in fall, they're supposed to be releasing 3 flagship phones. So I guess that's kind of like their way of having competition with them.
Yeah, but the thing is, Apple is gonna. I can tell you exactly. Apple's gonna come out with those, and Apple's either going to throttle how much they sell, or they're gonna legit just be like, oh well, now we're out of stock, and they're gonna be out of stock for maybe like a week or two. And Samsung is never gonna have that issue. Like never. I've never seen a Samsung phone go like if a Samsung phone was to go like be like, oh man, we're out of stock, I'd be shocked. I would be really shocked because that's the one thing they're amazing at is mass manufacturing these devices.
I'd like to say thanks to New Era and Serena Garcia for following. Next up, we have that Samsung is actually developing a voice-controlled speaker, which supposedly is going to compete with Amazon's Echo. I'm not entirely surprised.
Yeah, I know.
But it's kind of a saturated market at this point. Like, who's gonna come out with it next? Like, Nokia? BlackBerry?
Is BlackBerry even still alive?
Yeah,
Did they do this the Android-based BlackBerry phone, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, how'd the sales for that go?
It's okay. Not like anything to talk about, but like they're hanging on by a thread.
Yeah.
Oh.
We also have the Note 7, which is coming back to life, called the Fan Edition. With it's the only real change is that it's having the Bixby button back. So, yay for more explosions. Hopefully not.
Yeah, I haven't touched that. I won't even lie.
Yeah, no. Samsung's coming out with a all-in-one VR-powered headset, which is going to be using eye tracking. Similar, probably, in technology to... I'm not saying that name. Probably similar into another VR company that we talked about maybe like 2 weeks ago. That uses eye tracking to make sure that everything stays crisp and clear when you're actually using it and you don't get motion sickness. If they are going with that, then that would be interesting. But if it's, personally speaking, if someone's going to do it, I can see Samsung being the one. You guys have any thought about it?
I mean, it's... I don't know. I don't know where I am right now in VR. I'd want to wait till VR gets a little bit more... I want to wait till VR gets a little bit more stable. Like, I would want the graphics to get better for one. Because the graphics in VR right now is garbage. Like, people are freaking out with, oh my god, this is awesome in VR. And it's like, okay. I'll wait a bit. Like, I'm not just going to jump on the VR ban. Like, I'll let you guys beta test VR. Like, go ahead, beta test it. So
I mean, if someone has it and they're testing it, and I want to see how it is, and yeah, you know, instead of me wasting my money and go buy it, I'm just going to go by their house, play with it for a bit, and like, oh, you know, okay, I got a little feel of how it is with the VR, and I think I'll just wait until later on.
Personally speaking, that's probably the reason why I haven't gotten anything more than just the cardboard, which I got for free, so I don't think that counts. So, up next, we've got something that's also based in VR, but it's changing up how things really work. It makes you feel cold, heat, and even pain in VR, and it's called Thermal Real. I'm not sure I want to feel that kind of stuff. That makes it a little bit too real to me.
It's kind of creepy. It's kind of like I don't know if you guys ever went to like the 4D theaters. Like, you know, they have them in theme parks and so on, whereas you could smell the like fragrance that they're showing on the screen. It's kind of like that, but in like a creepier version, because now when you play in certain games, you're going to be feeling pain. So that means if someone punch you, you're going to feel that pain when someone punch you. I think it's getting a bit top notch, and I wouldn't probably do it because I'm not interested in feeling the pain from the video game.
I think this is awesome. I think this is amazing, and I think this is definitely the next step we need to go in terms of VR. Listen, this is exactly what like this is like two things, like two movies, two shows like that are just amazing. Matrix and the dreaded Sword Art Online.
I was thinking
this
Sword Art
is
Online.
this is exactly what we want. We want someone to come out with a VR MMO, and where you feel everything, and when you die in the game, you die in real life. That's exactly what we wanted. Isn't this exactly what we wanted?
No, we don't. We don't want to die in real life.
But I thought Sword Art Online was so popular that proved that everyone wants, to experience that.
Everyone wants the immersive capabilities of Sword Art Online. They don't want to die in real life when they die.
Really? Well, why is Sword Art Online so popular, huh? Why does everyone love Sword Art Online?
Because it's immersive.
Die in it. No, come on. They had a bunch of other MMOs, anime that were all about immersive. Look at Dot Hack. Look at all these. Come on, Look at all these things that were. Look at all these things that were immersive. And what did the people choose? Sword Art Online.
But how big of a fandom did Dot Hack have, though? Like, come on, man. Like, Dot Hack, that was insane. Like, for years on years and years, that was like one of the best anime and manga sales.
Dot Hack did not have the same cult following as Sword Art Online.
That's just how times changed. Come on.
Yeah, that's all that is.
It's so sad. Dot Hack had a way better plot than Sword Art Online. Sword Art Online was garbage. But hey, the people have spoken.
The first one looked good. I thought the first one was fun.
Sword Art Online, a Matrix. Come on.
iPhones.
Yay!
They're saying that you can pretty much forget in-screen scanners, fingerprint scanners, because they're going to be going the way forward with facial scanning. Which, personally speaking, we've seen how that's turned out with the Samsung devices. They're saying it's going to be different, but is it really? What do you guys think?
If they ditch the fingerprint scanner, this is another thing that they're robbing from their users. They remove headphone jacks. Now they're getting rid of fingerprint scanners. Like all the convenient things in life, they're taking away from their users, and their users are just like, "Oh, that's fine, that's okay." I can't do that. I can't do that. I can't sit back and just like be like, "Oh, you guys have taken the things from me that I use the most." I use headphone jacks like every day. I use a headphone jack. I use my fingerprint scanner. That's how I unlock my phone. I don't, like, the only time I ever put in my code is when I restart my phone. That's literally it. I pay with my fingerprint. I unlock my phone with my fingerprint. I do everything with that fingerprint scanner. And it's just like, to remove that facial, the most unreliable form of scanning that there is, you might as well put in a password. You might as well go back to password and just leave it at that.
Yeah. Then that is so true because, okay. Done? Oh, I was saying that is so true because, they have Apple Pay, and Apple Pay is a really big thing. And with Apple Pay, you need your fingerprint. So they need the touch ID to scan your fingerprint. So now you're going to have to pay with your face. With your face is kind of, I don't know, I just feel like it's inconvenient. For me personally, I would prefer for them to just put the fingerprint scanner in the back underneath the Apple logo. If they have to put it in the back, they put it underneath the Apple logo. Like, I have no problem with that. But the whole facial recognition thing, I'm kind of iffy about it simply because I've seen Samsung when they first tried it and it wasn't that good. I haven't actually gotten that time to see how it, but I heard that you can unlock it.
Hold on, Vicky, we can't quite hear you all that well.
You're cutting in and out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we heard you then. Say something again?
No.
No?
Testing.
We can hear you. Go on.
Oh, okay. Yeah, like I was saying, I heard that with the S8, you can unlock your phone with just using a photo of the person's face and hold up against the camera. So that's one thing. And they're saying and they're claiming that Apple's own will be better simply because of the cameras that they're using in the front of the screen. And they're also claiming that you may be able to unlock your phone by not exactly looking exactly. You don't have to hold your phone up to your face for it to scan. Like, you'd have it on the side of the table and it's going to be able to scan your face from all the way over there and stuff like that. I'm going to question, because what if I leave my phone on a table and I walk past and it scans my face, someone's gonna easily be able to get in my phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I think it's inconvenient
I think
for
so
me
too.
personally.
And probably jacket dude. Well, I mean, they try to say it's like it picks up on things, like it won't tell if twins, like it can tell if twins are trying to do it, but still it's
Bullshit.
yeah. OnePlus has started to have some issues as well because they've been saying that
Started.
okay, continued to have issues. Not only now with the screen, but now with audio. When you are recording in landscape mode, it inverts the audio. So that's not a fun thing. The screen was inverted, now it's the audio is inverted, and it's like, what else is going to be inverted next?
Everything. The whole phone.
Yeah, it's gonna. But next up we actually have a study that says Tinder hookups are the results of acceptable disgust. My thing to that is hookups on a whole, aren't they the result of acceptable disgust?
Yeah, essentially. Like it's become like, okay, you hook up with someone, like I discussed it, but I'm okay with it now. So it's like it's kind of like a 50-50 thing in a way, whereas it's technically the same thing. So it doesn't really matter if you do it either on Tinder or like in real life or so on. I just feel like they're probably nitpicking at Tinder.
It's kind of funny because, like, the second you mentioned Tinder, I got a message from someone on Tinder. It's kind of funny. Oh, that's hilarious. Oh my god. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of, I don't know, it kind of makes sense. I mean, it's not like all that surprising that it happens, but I mean, it makes sense that it does.
Now,
Users with lower sexual disgust sensitivity and higher sociosexuality. Right. So basically, the people who like to do hookups use hookups, get hookups through Tinder.
Yeah.
And the people who don't like to do hookups don't get hookups through Tinder.
So it's kind of like real life, just in app form. So it's not.
Great study, guys. Great study.
Good job, guys.
Good job.
The next study, actually, which is kind of disturbing, is that extreme internet use has been linked to mental illness in teens. Now, of course, people have been telling us for years, too much internet's a bad thing, so on and so forth, but you never quite attributed it to growing a mental illness.
Correlation is not caution. Caution. Whatever. You know what I mean? So I think the two are correlated, but I don't think that, like, extreme internet uses causes mental illness, and I think that's what they're going for. Oh, and this stream died. Wait, did the stream die?
No, I think it's still alive.
Oh, okay.
We're good.
Like, that's my thing. So it's like, I can see a lot of people who are mentally, like, who have severe mental illness would use the internet a lot. I can see that. Like, that makes perfect sense. So, but they're not going from that angle. They're going from the angle of, oh, people who use it a lot have a higher risk of being mentally ill. What? To me, that's even through reading it, it's like, where's the basis for that? I can see you guys saying that mentally ill people tend to use the internet more because, like, that, you have a high, like, you're better off proving that than saying, oh, well, the more you use the internet, the more, like, you ought to go mentally ill. Like, what the hell? Facebook is not that bad.
Thank you, FaceDecker123, for following right when you did.
Why? What's that happen? Who's that?
FaceDecker. So, sorry, FaceDesker.
Oh. So it's like I don't know. It's kind of weird. Like these people come up with these studies and they leave this like ridiculous hypothesis, and it's like, are you guys serious? Like there's clearly a better hypothesis to go with, and you guys aren't going with it. So,
But yeah, honestly, on a whole, I am still very skeptical of studies like this. You have to take them with a grain of salt.
I think interesting.
Yeah. Next up, and we're going to end on this one. Bees brains to be used to develop next generation camera technology. It kind of makes sense considering that bees have so many bees and flies and whatnot. They have like the multiple eyes kind of situation, but what do you guys think?
I think I've been killing bees.
No, we're not killing bees.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
Wait, what? How are you harvesting beehives?
Yeah.
We were talking about the brains, not the eyes.
Even okay, how are you gonna get these brains? A bee brain only is gonna last you for so long, and you have to get another one. So you're killing off bees.
Yeah.
To do this research.
Yep.
No, that's already a problem. We don't need bees dying at all. We need multiple bees. We need bees to be like reproducing like mad, not killing them off for science. No, let's get them back to healthy population first. Then you can do your little science experiments on their brains, making zombie bees, whatever you want to do. And then, secondly, I've watched Black Mirror. I don't want technology and bees mixing together. I don't want that. That's not cool. Like, I've seen that episode.
I've seen arrows in that episode. Well, like, Arrow.
So it's like, no, bees and technology, let's not mix those two together. Like, let's please don't do that. There was even a Doctor Who episode on bees. No, this isn't cool. I don't like this. I don't like it at all.
But thank you guys for joining. Now there were some topics that we were supposed to talk on, but we're going to cut this episode short. But for everyone who's been interactive on the show, thank you so much. I want to give a last bit of shout outs to Ferns Dan, Hi Paul Anthony, Jab, Boo 2NV for following. And as always, guys, the shows come on. Esports Wrap comes on Tuesdays at 6:30. Tech Talk comes on Thursdays at 6:30. Both times are at Eastern Standard Time. And as always, feel free to always engage inside the show, and let's make it fun, much like today's episode. So, I'd like to thank my two guests for joining and actually talking tech with me. And
You're welcome.
Have a good Independence Day, Bahamas. And everyone else, have a good weekend.